What's good? What's really, really good? It's your boy, Aaron Bevins, the millennial entrepreneur. And you already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. Today is Tuesday, September 6th, 2022, and we are going live every single day, making calls, making offers, locking up deals, making it happen every single day. And we've been doing this for 2 weeks, going live every single day for about 2 hours a day. And what we've been doing is week one, driving for dollars live virtually, showing you guys how to do it using the batch driven app. And we were adding for the first week, adding deals. And then we started making calls on these deals. And in 2 weeks, we have officially contracted $60,000 in deals, and one of them might be a flip, and I'll show you guys how to underwrite the flip. This has been absolutely crazy. I didn't realize I was going to have so much fun doing this, and it's been an absolute blast, reminding me of the days whenever I was doing this, like when I had to be doing this. Now I'm doing it for fun and for educational purposes, showing you guys how to get it done, and I'm incredibly excited. When we first started, the goal was to get one contract. I don't know if you remember, those of you who have been tuning in on every single one of these lives, which has been absolutely insane. Some of you have been, and I love you guys for it. The goal when we first started was, hey guys, we're going to go live every single day until we get a contract, and then whenever we get the contract, right? Well, we got a contract so fast, and it was such a good deal. It was a $35,000 deal. I said, now wait a minute. The whole theme of this was, if I had 90 days to generate six figures, what would I do? But since that deal was so big, I was like, now hold on now. We're going to switch this goal up, and we're going to up the ante, and the goal is now to hit six figures in assignment fees. All right, six figures in 30 days or less. And the idea behind this, guys, is to remove all of your excuses, to remove all of the stories that you're telling yourself as to why you can't do this, to show that is just the simple, basic behaviors that will take you to your goals financially and otherwise. With that said, we're very, very excited. For those of you who are following my story, you'll see the individual that we talked to a couple days ago, who said that he was going to sign. He did indeed meet with us today. I put it on my story. I made a post about it. I have the contract. He signed the contract. And guys, that is such a juicy deal. Those of you that follow my TikTok and my IG, I have a whole video walking the property, building rapport, getting the contract. I even broke down. I got his permission to put him on camera, and I break down my conversation with him. Absolutely incredible. Very, very excited about it. All right. The individual that we talked to yesterday, those of you who were on yesterday's live, who is selling me the lot with the trailer on it, a mobile home on it, for $6,000, easily a $19,000 assignment fee. But to be honest, guys, I can't assign that. It's an old mobile home. But it is 1,000,000% livable. I drove by it today with my videographer. I got it on film. I'm buying that joint and I'm owner financing it, dog. There is no way in Hades that I am going to sell that property, but easily $19,000 assignment fee. With that said, guys, we're spicing it up today. We have an incredible special guest, an individual that I've been following for years and years and years, an individual who has helped me in business in a major way. This is no cap. This individual, I tell this story because it's just a fun story. He stayed up with me one night until like 3 or 4 a.m. I hit him up and I was like, I need help, right? Because this is when I was first really, really going in on my community, and I needed advice on how to help individuals with a tight budget really maximize their dollar. This gentleman stayed up with me all night. I ordered Chinese takeout, and for hours, literally granularly broke down for me how to really maximize your data. And since then, I promised him, I said, hey, I want to bring, because I've been using this gentleman's software and his methodologies for years in my business. but not at a level where I felt comfortable really telling my community. And I promised him, I said, whenever I start implementing these things and I see major success, I promise you I'm going to be preaching the good news of you and what you teach. And I have been doing that. So I'm really, really honored to bring him on. Many of you guys already know him. Many of you guys already follow him. But before I bring him on, we're going to have a quick intro. And I got to say, my goodness, you guys never show up like this for me. We have over 250 people already live on all platforms. Facebook is here in a major way. YouTube, what up? LinkedIn, what up? The Facebook group, what up? I cannot wait to go live with you guys, drop value, make calls, make offers, and hopefully lock up some more deals. So without further ado, I'm going to give you guys a shout out, but y'all know the name of the game, guys. There's a call to action. There is something I require from you if you are here on these lives, and that is I require, if I'm going to give you everything and you have my undivided attention, you have all the energy that I can muster, I'm giving to you. I require something from you if you're on these lives. I require your engagement, and I require for you to network and expand your context with the people in the comments section. So here's the call to action. Before this intro, if you're on this live, if you're on the replay, in the comment section right now, I need to know the city, I need to know the state that you're tuning in from. Why is this so important every single live? Because guys, this is a digital networking event. And I don't believe in going to networking events without shaking hands, kissing babies, and giving out hugs and exchanging business cards and numbers, right? Maximize the time. Guys, we have over 250 people live on multiple platforms. Put your city and state in the comment section, because the people who are on this live are just like you. Our vibe attracts our tribe. These could be your future business partners, your future JV partners, your future lenders, your future investors. We got investors on here. We got realtors on here. We got wholesalers on here. We got newbies on here. We got men on here, women on here, people from all different states. Put your city and state in the comment section, because guys, I'm gonna be shouting y'all out in just a couple minutes. Right after this intro, I'm incredibly excited to get started, guys. Let's
close it. Pick up the phone, close it. Big ass scroll, close it. $1 million deal, close it. Yeah, it's all on you, close it. What you gonna do? Close it. I want the proof, close it. $1 million deal, close it. Hey.
Yeah, let's go, guys. I'm going to be giving you shout outs right now, but I got to bring on our special guest, my man, Tyler Austin. Tyler, I think you're muted, but what's up, bro? Well, first of all, man, dude, I'm super excited. I don't know if you can tell, man. I'm even more excited than normal right now to have you on this live. You're somebody that I always sing your praises, man. You're somebody who's impacted our community, our niche of the industry in such a major way. It's insane. But even though you're so well known, there are a lot of people who have no idea what you do and who you are. Real quick, even though this is not an interview, I think people ought to know the caliber of human who's here on this live and why I'm so excited. So can you just break down, unpack really quick who you are and what you do and your contribution to wholesaling and real estate investing as a whole?
Yeah, for sure. So as you guys already know by reading, my name's Tyler Austin. Maybe just audio guys right now, who knows? My name's Tyler Austin. I am the founder and CEO of a software product called REISift. But for now, I'm just going to categorize myself as a husband, father, and giver in all forms or fashion. From Oculate's perspective, just I guess history to understand why I cuss so often, maybe as 8 years. 8 years in the military, did some cyber warfare stuff and some fun stuff there. Rolling out of the cyber warfare world, I started working as a GS guy, which is government civilian, doing some cool stuff with 3-letter agencies. And during that time frame, I decided to start dabbling in real estate. And I failed really quickly. 8 months of just hell. Spent $10,000 on a government travel credit card, which is not a good thing to do. And finally ended up catching a break when I did some data analysis and figured out kind of what I was doing wrong. I took 3 months off, studied, looked at why I got a bunch of return direct mail, and come to find out that, there was some information to be found, and kicked back up my operation with a new system in place. And within that first quarter, we did $275,000 in revenue. And then
Doing what? Wholesaling real estate or?
yeah, that was wholesaling. Yeah, it was wholesaling.
Wait, so in your first, in your, so in the following quarter, you did how much?
It was like 275,000 or something like that. Yeah.
What's the math on that, guys? Because you say that so nonchalant, but there's people in here who are like, you know what I mean? So $275,000 divided by 3 months, guys. He did $91,666 average a month. Okay, go ahead, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was life changing. You know, obviously, like I was making at the time. So to give context, I had just made GS12, which is like 81,000 a year salary, right? But before that, I was a GS4. I did a bunch of political nonsense to go from a GS4 to GS12, and GS4s only make like shit. I don't know. Somewhere like 23,000 or so. It's bad. Like it's not something that's livable. Anyone should get paid. You know, and so I say that to show that, like, you know, what Earon is showing here and what's possible, right? It truly is life changing. It's very possible to have that change happen for you in a very small amount of time. You know, we're talking for me going from being $80,000 in debt in 2017 to being worth over 15 million now is just like, you know, it's crazy. Right. And so, you know, last bit for me, I guess, is, again, from a perspective of just my knowledge, you know, I've helped over 10,000 real estate investors, you know, learn how to properly, you know, scale their real estate companies. I have about 550 doors under my portfolio, and I think that's about it.
How old are you,
30.
Tyler? 30 years old, y'all, is worth $15 million, 550 doors, has helped over 10,000 real estate investors take their businesses to the next level. And guys, he hasn't even told you about his company, Rei Sift, which is a game changer. So guys, I know thousands and thousands of people are gonna see this on the replay, and you just gotta go follow my guy Tyler. You gotta find out the stuff that he's doing. I'm telling you right now, for those of you who are like, hey, Earon, I need traction. I need to take my business to the next level. Earon, I'm on a budget. I really want to build my real estate business, wholesaling, investing, building my portfolio, and I need my dollar to stretch. You need to look into REI Sift. And guys, I don't get paid. Tyler did not ask me to say this. I use this. My company uses this, right? You need to look into this, because this man will show you how to take the same data that you're going to pull from freaking Batch, that you're going to pull from PropStream, that same data that you get driving for dollars, that same data where you might have only gotten 1 or 2 deals. Tyler Austin can show you how to maybe get 3 or 4, maybe even more. It's absolutely insane, guys. Absolutely. And guys, I don't even really I don't even do the really deep stuff that he teaches. But we are gonna get there. We are gonna get there. But y'all will know what I'm talking about when y'all go follow Tyler and figure out more about what he does. Maybe we'll talk more about that as the live goes on. But with that said, Tyler, you know the name of the game. You've been following this.
Yeah.
We're making calls, right? We're answering questions. We're engaging with the audience. We're chopping it up, and the goal is to lock up deals live. So, guys, Tyler, if you lock up a deal, we'll just JV it. Is that fair?
Yeah, my part of the JV though, I'll put towards charity.
What? Guys, we did not plan that. This guy is amazing. So if we lock up on this live a $50,000 deal, $25,000 will go to charity. That's cool. That's cool.
It's gotta be something local here in Fort Walton Beach though, that's dealing with children.
I love it. Guys, Tyler's an amazing human, because I will not be giving my $25,000 or half to charity. It will be going to the Aaron Bevins Fund.
Quick question on that though. What area code are we going to be operating in?
This is going to be in the 210 San Antonio. These are driving for dollars leads.
Okay.
I have started to exhaust the driving for dollars leads, so I did start to bring in some cold calling leads as well. But all of them are vetted leads. All right, and basically the way it's going to work, Tyler, is I'm going to copy, whenever it's your turn, I'll copy and paste the number and put it in the back end chat right here. I'm gonna send you a message. Here it is. I just sent you a chat. That way you know where to find the number. That way I don't have to say the number. I will also give you the address in the back end chat. That way we don't have to say it out loud. So when we talk to the seller, we can just say the street name, not give away sensitive info. And then I will, if I have it here, I'll give you the ARV. But you, I mean, feel free to use any tools and stuff that you have and want to be using.
Okay, cool.
With that,
air call number.
Okay, cool. While you're doing that, let me give some shout outs. Guys, okay, this is the most amount of people we've had on this series live right now. We have 290 people live across all platforms. Holy crap. The way you guys showed out for my guest, y'all make me proud. Let me give some shout outs really quick and then we're going to hop right into this action. I know you guys are excited. I'm incredibly excited. Let's lock up some deals, but let me shout you guys out. We got San Antonio in the building, Tampa, Florida, Panama City, Memphis, Tennessee was good. Ashburn, VA, San Antonio, Atlanta, Houston was good. San Marcos, Texas, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Man, San Antonio showing up crazy. We got Mexico City and Memphis, Tennessee in the building. Greenville, what up? New Braunfels, what up? Las Vegas, College Park. I love it. We got Hawaii in the building. Okay, NYC was good. We got St. Louis, Hustle City, you feel me? Bryson Duval in the building. Guys, I'm so excited about today's show. I could probably pee my pants, y'all. All right, so y'all know the name of the, oh, wait, hold up, y'all, hold up. Check this out. Look at this, y'all. Closing a $47,000 deal thanks to the platform that Tyler designed. Let me know if you want the link. See, my man Tyler's not even saying anything. That's how you know that you're prolific. That's how you know you're prolific. My man didn't even say anything. He's got people who are using his software and what he does, and they're in the comment section said, hey, I'm just, no big deal. Just closing a $47,000 deal, somebody's whole year's salary on one deal based on what Tyler is doing. It's absolutely insane. Guys, somebody said, Anthony Ellison said, ooh, the data ninja on live. Tayani Torres says, Tyler's brain is, and that is very, very true. Very, very true. Guys, we have so many states in here. I should have brought one of my VAs on to literally just count how many states are represented on today's live. We got YouTube showing up in a great way. I wish I could shout all you guys out. We got Twin City, Minnesota in the building. Guys, before we start making these calls right now and we start making offers, all right, remember, this is a networking event. Talk to one another in the comment section, all right? Network with one another. All right, try to find people you resonate with, all right, because these are individuals who can help you stay accountable for doing the basic behaviors. All right, these are people who can JV with you. Maybe you find a deal, they find a buyer, you JV the deal. Maybe you know what I mean, vice versa. These are people who can connect you with people who can help you take your business to the next level. All right, so make sure you're networking with one another and take advantage of the fact that you have the attention of somebody like Tyler right now. And what I mean by that, take advantage is, guys, ask questions, because in between our calls, I will be pulling your questions up, and me and Tyler are going to take turns answering questions and engaging you guys. All right, Tyler, you got your air call ready?
I'm set.
All right, bro. All right. With that said, I have to do, this is kind of monotonous, but I got to do it every single time. I have to show everybody what our mission is, because they all know the goal, and the goal is to hit 6 figures in 30 days or less doing this in contracts. But we have a mission, and our mission is wrapped up in this challenge that we're doing called the Wholesaling Quick Start Challenge. And the Wholesaling Quick Start Challenge is something I'm very, very excited about, guys. The mission is to help 100 wholesalers hit 6 figures in 12 months or less. Let me run through this really quick, guys, and then we'll hop right into all of the value and nuggets and all that fun stuff. Who's this for? This is for everyone trying to create momentum in their wholesaling business. All right. So Here's what we've broke down after my 5 years of doing this and the hundreds and hundreds of people that I've coached and the dozens of people I've helped hit multiple six figures in their first 12 months. Here's what I've learned. These bare minimum metrics will help you hit six figures, all right? A minimum of 30 conversations daily. 30 conversations daily. 5 leads generated daily. A lead is somebody who says, I'm interested in selling my real estate. 3 to 5 offers daily. I really want you erring on the side of the high number. So I'd like for you to be hitting a minimum of 5 offers a day. Okay. If you do this, that'll generate for you 2 contracts a month. How do we know? Because if you're working Monday through Friday, that's 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month is 20 days in a month. If you generate 5 leads times 20 days, that's 100 leads. The average wholesaler contracts 1 out of every 50 leads. So if you do 100 in a month, you should be averaging 2 contracts a month. The average wholesaler contracts 1 out of every 2, the average wholesaler closes 1 out of every 2 contracts. I'm not saying those are the best numbers. I'm saying those are the average numbers that I see. And if you're closing 1 deal a month right now, the average wholesale deal that we're seeing across the US is hovering around $12,000. If you do 1 deal a month at $12,000 GP, that is a gross revenue of $144,000 a month. And why is that number significant, guys? Because we know that as of 2021, the average top 10% income earner generates a minimum of $140,000 a year. So this is the formula to make you a top 10% income earner in one of the richest countries in the world. This is the Wholesaling Quick Start Challenge. I am incredibly excited about this mission. I've done this before on a smaller level, guys. In 2020, the Superhuman Wholesaler Group set the mission to help 10 people hit 6 figures or more in 12 months or less. We did it in half the time. And so now we're going bigger, we're going stronger, and we're upping the ante. We're very, very excited about it. With that said, no more shenanigans, all right? We want to make this thing happen, all right? So I'm going to pull up the first number. I'm going to make the first call. I think it's only right. I'm going to make the first call. And you know what I'm excited about is I'm excited to hear Tyler's style. I've never heard Tyler on the phone. I'm excited for this.
Not very many people have, actually.
So this is, okay, so this is legit. This is legit. All right, cool. I'm going to make the first call. Let's make this thing happen, y'all. I am dialing the number right now. How you feeling, Tyler?
Hey man, I pre-gamed a little bit. I went in the REISift community and I did a little bit of prospecting live beforehand and pre-game, so I'm set, dude.
You got warmed up a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, cool. I am making the first call, y'all. Ooh wee. Send me good vibes, y'all. We need to lock up a deal. Oh, John said coming from on YouTube, he said coming from Tyler's live to this one. I love it. Value on value.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 2.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and double tap him. I'm going to double tap him and see. Come on, pick up the phone. For those of you who were on the live yesterday, y'all know that there was a gentleman who he agreed to $6,000 sales price. He did receive the email, but he hasn't signed it yet. We're going to count that towards total GP, even though I probably won't be wholesaling that. I am going to count that towards GP because for all intents and purposes, it does fit our agenda, right? So once he signs that, guys, that will be a $19,000 assignment fee. That'll put us at $79,000 in deals contracted in 2 weeks. How crazy is that? All right, so Tyler, I'm about to message you right now our your first, I was gonna say victim, but I should say your first patient. Your first patient.
There we go.
All right.
This is gonna be the first time I've ever talked to somebody in a market like San Antonio. So we'll see what we got.
Ooh wee.
You know, we lock up things differently down here in the Southeast.
Yeah.
You know? So let me do a quick look at this address real quick and see what kind of price range we're looking at. Okay.
I like while Tyler's doing that. I love that. Oh, Josh Wagner says triple tap is the new double tap. Aaron. Ooh. Okay. I got you. All right. My man Joshua Enriquez says, if you don't double dial, did you even call? I like the way y'all think. Men and women after my own heart. We got Tony in YouTube world. He says, Aaron, are you selling these deals or funding them yourself? I'm wholesaling the majority of them, but I'll be honest, the one I locked up today, it's easily minimum. I'm being conservative with these numbers because I'm not trying to sell you guys a pipe dream. Easily a $20,000 assignment fee, but it's looking like a hotel deal. I may mess around and flip it.
Just remember that you guys don't have visible data there, so I need to pull up a different tool real quick.
Oh yeah, that's right. And bro, I have the ARV for this one.
What are you thinking?
ARV for this one is around 290 easily.
Okay.
Tayani, she's hilarious. She says, I love that Aaron's face is permanently excited the whole call. Literally can't help it, man.
Is 795 a area code there in San Antonio, or is that a out-of-state owner?
Yeah, that's out of state. This looks like an out of state owner.
Okay.
The number is invalid.
Dang, invalid number?
Yeah, let me make sure I dial it right though.
Okay, I'm gonna get another one ready for you just in case. Guys, make sure to ask any questions that you have. Even if I fall behind on questions, we will be answering questions in between our calls. And one of the things that I'm excited about, y'all, is the fact that, oh, it's ringing? I'm sending you another one just in case.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 76540.
Aaron Bevins, are all of the leads prospects you calling for virtual driving for dollars?
So was that?
Oh, no, I was just answering. So Nicole, he asked a question. He said, Aaron Bevins, are all the leads prospects from virtual driving for dollars? It's a mix. Most of them are from virtual driving for, I would say 90%. I'm adding just a few cold calling leads in here just to make sure we have enough data to get through every single day. Someone said no voicemail. I think he's going to leave a voicemail after double tapping.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 76540496553 is not available.
Hey, Linda, how's it going? My name is Tyler. I was just giving you a call about Steamboat Run. If you can give me a call back real quick, it's just take just a quick second. I'm going to shoot you a text message with my contact information, my direct line. Feel free to text back if you need me. But again, I'll try again tomorrow if that's okay. I don't want to bother you too much. I understand it's late. But anyway, appreciate it. Hopefully having a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
I like it, guys. What do y'all think about Tyler's style? The way he talks, to the way he just left a voicemail. What do y'all think about it? Put feedback in the comment section. All right, Tyler, I put another one in your chat. But what I'll do is I will go ahead and go on to the next one.
Okay.
And then you'll have that one already on deck. So boom, I'm about to call this next one. Let's see what's up, y'all. Send good vibes. 393.
I left a voicemail.
Yeah, he left a voicemail, y'all. Ooh, this is a good question, Tyler. How would you answer this? How many hours do you have to call in order to get 30 convos? What would you say? I have a thought on this, but what would you say?
Are you counting conversations as correct numbers?
Yeah.
Wrong numbers? Correct numbers?
I count wrong numbers.
Okay. Well,
Hello, you reached Craig.
Let me double tap my man.
I would say if you're counting correct numbers to get 30 solid, 31's probably about 4 hours or so.
Yep.
5 hours.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you. All right, so I love good feedback, y'all. So in regards to Tyler's style, here's some of the things people are saying. Love it, smooth. Jonathan says Tyler has that finesse.
Craig, I'm not available.
Jordan says, I love how he said it'll just be a second. Yep, that's what stood out to me too. I love that. Hey Craig, this is Earon. I was calling about the property there on Shane West. Just wanted to see if you had thought about selling. If so, definitely feel free to call me back. Hopefully we can talk soon and talk to you later. Bye. I don't know, I froze up. Then John, yeah, exactly. Very, very cordial, very to the point. I have to get those headsets. These are called Jabra 75 Pros. They're very expensive, relatively, right? But they're very expensive headsets, worth every guys. I've had these headsets since 2018. They've never failed me, and they're noise canceling. So as I'm talking right now, I'm going to continue talking. You can barely hear me. You can barely hear me whenever I put them up, right? It's very, very noise sensitive. I love these things. For our VA company, I plan on getting, my goal is to get every member of my team headsets like these. How would
you say that first name?
I would call that Anastasio. Anastasio.
I was gonna say, I think I might be Spanish or something. I don't got that the tongue for Spanish. Yeah. All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, hold on. Let me pull up this property first, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and do it, bro. While you're doing it, I'm just engaging with everybody. JP Garcia says, I'll be doing what Tyler did just now. Yup. As many as it takes. I love it. I love it. What up, Christina? What up? What up? They're called Jabra 75 Pros. Pro. Earon, how many deals have you locked up now? A total of 60,000. Right now, in actually signed, executed contracts, $60,000. However, the gentleman yesterday, that $19,000 assignment, he saw the purchase agreement and he said yes. He just hasn't signed yet. But once we get that signed, I'll let everybody know, and that'll be $79,000 in 2 weeks. Hopefully we can hit goal by the end of today. What up? What up? What is the name of the headset again? These are Jabra 75 Pros. All right. Guys, if you have any questions about data, if you have questions about lists, people are always in my DMs. Earon, what is the sequence that I should hit the list? How often should I hit a list? Any questions you guys have about lists, any questions you have about data, today, this is the episode to ask, because Tyler is the data ninja. I don't know anybody in the game, and I mean that sincerely. I don't know anybody in the game who has as deep an insight about data, how to hit it, methodologies, as this man who's sitting here in front of us. So ask your questions, y'all. Bryson Duval says, thanks for doing this tonight, y'all. Always love and appreciate how much you both give back to our community. My man, Bryson Duval, you already know, family.
Anastasio.
Yeah.
Fuck it up. Hey, is this Mr. Leal?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going, man? Am I bothering you? You got a second?
Who's this? What's going on?
Hey, no problem. My name's Tyler. I'm actually giving you a call about the property off of James Bowie. Do you have just a second to talk about it?
Are you talking for sale and stuff?
It depends. Are you looking to maybe sell it?
I'm going through a divorce, so eventually I'm going to sell it.
Ah, man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen until next summer.
Next summer? Well, I'm a patient man. I mean, I'm good with just chit chatting and maybe communicating over the course of the next few months. I've been there. I'm actually buying a portfolio deal from a gentleman that 82 years old and getting a divorce, man. So it's crazy. I hate to see it.
Holy Christ!
Yeah, I know. Could you imagine?
Nobody's safe.
Yeah, nobody's safe. And he had a prenup agreement in place, dude. A prenup in place. He has 400 properties, and she's trying to get 50% of them. And he owned all those properties 26 years after or before they got married. Isn't that crazy? Insane.
That is crazy.
But okay, so you think you're gonna have to sell it? Is it? Do you mind me asking? Is it one that like you guys are living in, or is it like a rental?
I live in it. She moved out.
Oh, okay, I got you. So maybe the divorce proceedings are gonna make it have to sell anyway. Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to take too much of your.
Or buy her out.
One or the other. Okay. Well, hey man, I don't want to take too much of your time. I know it's a little bit later in the evening. I'm just trying to. I work a 9 to 5, so I wanted to try to get in some calls before the end of the night. So how about this? How about I just follow up with you in maybe 3 months from now, and see how things are going, and maybe you see the timeline, just see how you're doing. Is that okay? Do you mind if I follow up?
Sure, that's cool.
Okay, awesome, man. Dude, I really appreciate you being cordial with me, and I'll text you over my info so you have it, just so you know that if it does in fact go the direction of you guys having to sell it, at least you have somebody who can list it or buy it cash or any other combination of options. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Hey, dude, I really appreciate it, and good luck with that, man. I hate to hear anybody going through some hard times. Okay, but good luck, and may the courts be on your side.
Awesome, thanks.
All right, have a good one, man. Appreciate it. I'll text you my info now, okay? All right, bro. Later.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
How smooth was that, y'all? Show my man Tyler some love, y'all. So Johnny Coburn says, bro, he showed empathy and now using that to build rapport. This, ladies and gentlemen, is how it is done. That is right. That is right. That is right. Look, Beth Radigan says, empathy and rapport, 100%. I'll tell you right now, guys, Tyler straight up butchered this man's name. He butchered the name of the street. He said everything wrong.
I have no idea.
He
James
literally
Bowie.
Guys, he said everything wrong. Isn't it? But see, I say that not to make fun of my guy. I say it because, guys, did you notice how he didn't come off pretentious? He's not this super, like a telemarketer. He's just a normal dude that's calling my guy. He related with him. And did y'all see how easy that was? That could be a follow-up worth $10, $15, $20, $30, $50,000.
Yeah,
I love it.
I don't know if you want to text him to say, hey, this is a good contact number for me or something like that. That way, I mean, I don't know. It's a year from now, but I'm not going to text him from mine.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in our database. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in our database right now.
That's a good house right there. I mean, that thing will sell for what, 400, 450, somewhere like that, upwards,
minimum.
375 minimum.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
All right. I'm on to the next one. On to the next one. I love it, man. The feedback y'all are giving is crazy. All right, so let's see what's up. I'm pulling up the next number, y'all. Let's make this thing happen. Okay, somebody asked a really good question. They said, Tyler, how long? This came from Hillary Hillary out of San Antonio, she says, Tyler, how long is a list relevant for? So let's say I pull a list. How long is that list relevant for? You want to answer that while I'm getting this next number ready?
Yeah, this is easy. It's relevant until all properties. I mean, it's always relevant. It never becomes unrelevant. Let me give you guys an example of this. Let's just say you're a real estate agent and you're trying to find your first community to become an authority in. The criteria for that is at least 1,000 properties, or at minimum a 10% turnover of at least 100 properties. So what that means is that there at least 10 properties being listed and sold inside of that community annually, right? If it is, right, and we know that the average price of that community is $350,000, and we can assume an $8,000 to $10,000 listing fee, 10 times a year, 6 figures, right? Or 12 times a year, 6 figures, right? And so as a real estate investor, yes, the same 10 that are being listed are not the same 10 that you would personally buy, but it's the criteria just to understand that real estate agent will never leave that community. They'll literally market to that community until they die. In fact, many of you guys know that real estate agent who will put the flag outside on Memorial Weekend or Labor Day weekend, and they'll send magnets every single year to your house. I grew up with magnets on my fridge from real estate agents, right? And so the reason why they do this is because they understand the turnover, right? They understand the numbers of 10% churn on that community means that people are coming and going, which means I can continue to make a living off that community, especially desirable communities. And so we do this as real estate investors, but because we don't have the focus on the data, we don't really see it. And so if you buy a list of 1,000, properties, you'll be able to work that list of 1,000 for forever, right? The question is, where's the data? Is it 1,000 across the whole county? If that's the scenario, then you're going to have a little bit harder time, becoming an authority figure in that area. So what I recommend is if you're buying a smaller list, make sure it's focused in on a location that you would love to buy rentals in, or will sell, right? This way you can get the correct number for every single home. And this is another thing. You want to make sure that you change your mindset to focusing on marketing for correct numbers, not for inbound responses, right? And inbound responses are correct numbers if it's direct mail, but market for correct numbers. So if there's 1,000 properties inside this community, I want 1,000 correct numbers, because I never have to prospect there again. I'm going to have all the correct numbers. I obviously know their address, so I can send mail, and I can be the authoritative figure there. My brand can be baked into that community, and I can become the true local home buyer. See, all y'all like to say, oh yeah, I'm just a local home buyer. No, you're not. You're not a local home buyer. If you're a local home buyer, you'd be focusing on the niches. You'd be becoming an authority. You'd be doing brand.
Hey, Tommy.
No, this is Albert's Towing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have the wrong number. I was looking for the owner of Skywood Court.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
I have the wrong number. I am so sorry. You have a blessed day.
You too.
Bye. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah.
bro. Bro, go ahead.
Yeah, so the local, you like to use the local home buyer because you feel like it resonates with them more, but you don't actually want to be a local home buyer, right? You don't want to have your grass in the roots and actually, nurture a community and do all the things that are required to build a business for longevity. And so data doesn't expire. Data is always, lists. It's a property address, right? Did the property disappear? Did it, tap its heels together and, float away to a tornado? As long as the ground is still there, that list is still good. What does happen is data can become ill current, meaning that maybe it's a different owner, or maybe it's a different X, Y, or Z. But that doesn't mean you need to pull a new list. It means that you need to still market to it, and they're just going to say, oh yeah, that property sold. Okay, cool. Just mark it as sold, and then create a task for your VA to go in there and update that owner profile of that property record, or pull a sold listing and update the new owner. And so this is the part of maintaining a database where what's funny is we will, as consumers, we will deal with products like let's just say your Nike, maybe you get a new phone number, right? And so you go to the Nike store and you buy a new pair of kicks, right? And they say, put in you have an account with us or whatever, and you put in your old phone number, and they're like, oh yeah, do you have an updated phone number? They ask you, right? So you have oh yeah, because we're going to get something from that. We're going to get a brand new phone, new discount code or whatever. And so we're going to be able to give them our phone number. So we update their database willingly. but we don't update our own database because we find it too difficult. However, they're going to keep tabs on you and your phone number across all the products that you purchase, and they're going to market to you. And that's because they're a large enterprise, right? As an individual running a small company, you need to start thinking and stealing some of these ways that these larger enterprises operate their marketing. And that means correct numbers.
Guys, do you see what I mean when I say like there's nobody in the game with insight like this guy when it comes to data? Hillary, I bet you didn't expect like that deep of an answer, right? She says, thank you, Tyler.
Hey, no problem.
Johnny says, imagine throwing away a lead and someone else gets the deal. Ooh. POV.
It happens all the time, dude. Like it happens all the time. You guys market to individuals that I'm pulling this up. I'll talk about it at the same time. Is there a, oh, there it is. You guys market to prospects all the time. Before I did this, I was going live. I uploaded a list of 136 probates in 1,200 owner or multifamilies. And there ended up being a property that was probate on a triplex that was a multifamily, obviously. And I had 6 phone numbers for them. The first 4 or the first 3 that I called were all wrong or dead. And see, a lot of, especially now, a lot of people are only marketing to the top 3 phone numbers, right? They send the top 3 out or they SMS the top 3. It was the 4th phone number that ended up being the correct phone number. Now, that could have been the way that I added them into my system or whatever this case is. But the fact is that if I would have called through all 6 phone numbers and I would have had all wrong phone numbers, I would have had information that nobody else had on a triplex, right, in my local market. And so what would I know to do that no one else would know to do, that's just throwing it in something without keeping insight on it, is I would know that I need to reach out and maybe send mail, or I need to reach out to another family member. So no, data doesn't expire. People think data expires because they don't reach somebody, right? So the perception of data expiring and buying a new 10,000 records every single month is actually, I suck at being a marketer and I don't really know who I need to market to next, right? So you're not moving the data through the flow. So that's the problem with it, is people just, their own shortcomings make them make stupid business decisions. Because if data expired, you would buy, let's just say I said, hey, I have nationwide data. I paid 150 grand for the year of it. I'll give it to you for free, right? If data doesn't expire, or if it does expire, then your business is doomed to fail. 10,000 divided by however many records that is, like 350 million. So 10,000 divided by 350 million, however many months that is, your business is set to fail at that end of that month, right? So that's the theory. Yeah, it's silly. Okay.
I love this. This is a really good question, but I want you to make this call before you answer it, because I feel like this is going to be a deep one. But I'm going to prep you for it while you're making that call. Sergio says, after how long do you follow up with a 3+ stacked T1 data in Sensei Flow that we're not interested? Guys, he is asking. This Sergio is obviously one of. Yeah, he's obviously somebody who follows Tyler and works with, because I'm sure this question right here, 80% of the people on here are going to be like, what the heck is Sergio talking about? But I would like for Tyler to answer this after this call.
That's Javier, right?
That's Sergio. Oh, wait. Oh, the number I sent you? Yeah, that's Javier. Okay. Tyler, white than a mug, yo.
Yeah. I need some of that brown blood to help me.
I love it.
Hey, Javier. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, did I catch you at an okay time? This is Tyler.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm working. I can help you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my name's Tyler. I was just calling about North Haven Drive. Do you have just a second to talk about it? You just said you were working, so I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was just giving a holler to see if you might be interested in selling that property anytime in the future.
Well, what are you offering for it?
Well, it depends. What would allow me to be able to buy it? Do you have a number in mind? No.
Call me.
Yeah, I know I called you, but to be honest with you, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm just a young, working man here, just trying to, call and see if I can find some opportunities. So I don't really spend all the time coming up with all the numbers, but I'm definitely willing to have the conversation about the property to see if I can't come up with one that makes sense for you. Yeah,
Okay.
But can you tell me a little bit about the property at all? I know you're working, you said, so I don't want to take too much of your time, but if you got like 7 minutes, we can talk about the condition and maybe I can get you an offer over.
Well, what do you know about the property through your investigative process?
Well, so as of right now, I have the address, and to be honest with you, from what I'm telling, it looks like, if it's in good condition and you were to list it on the open market, you could be looking at a sales price of anywhere between 230 to 280,000. On the open market, if it's in fantastic condition, you're listing with an agent. So that's about as far as I went into it. Just kind of get an idea. It's in the location that I'm kind of looking for and the price range that I'm looking at. I do pay cash. Or
I'll tell you what, I'm a real estate appraiser.
oh, cool.
And, yeah.
Was I wrong in the amount?
Yeah, you're way off.
Oh man.
The detached building as well as the house. So.
Oh, okay, so it actually has.
The building is probably more superior in quality of construction than the house is, only because it's built in a more recent time period.
Okay.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Man, yeah, I'm just looking. That's information I didn't have. I didn't realize there was two different structures there. I was just looking at like a few of the properties, within a half-mile radius. Off South Hill Road and Crestline, and some similar properties that I'm seeing in the same square footage is really what all I was doing. But if it sounds like your property is unique. It sounds like it might have the potential to have 2 rentals on it. Is that correct?
Yeah, if I that's what I wanted to do, yeah.
Okay.
It has a possibility. Your best bet is to really scrutinize the properties you're making offers for, because all these properties you're mentioning, they're all different. And do your history on things. It'll give you, if it's one owner, then you might have a good chance of offering them at a low price. But if it's multiple owners for the years, there's probably potential to be fixed up, through the time period, So. Yeah,
for sure, and I totally appreciate that feedback. Any feedback. I'm not a proud man. Any feedback is always really nice to have, especially with someone that's that's an appraiser. I always love having conversations with appraisers. But again, it's kind of like I'm doing 100 calls an hour or so. So it's to spend the time each individually is kind of obviously counterproductive for me right now. That's just where I'm at right now in my stage of business. So. I could totally understand if it wouldn't make sense for us to have a conversation about it. But if you're an appraiser, I'm sure a ton of agents and stuff like that. Because so me not listing it wouldn't work out. And if you're not looking to sell it, and obviously you're looking to get the most out of it, I can already tell. So I don't want to insult you or anything like that. So, but it's been a fantastic conversation though. I've learned a good bit just from you in like 5 minutes. Maybe we can get lunch sometime.
Okay, man. Take care.
Hey, have a good one, man. Bye-bye.
I love it. Clint Sam says masterclass in overcoming objections right there. I love it.
Yeah, he's not somebody that appraisers are never good people to buy houses from.
Oh yeah. So guys, so real quick, Tyler, break that down real quick, because there's a whole lot of people on here legit. They've never done a wholesale deal before. The extent of real estate that they know is that their mom used to watch HGTV while she was cleaning the house, and they, you know what I'm saying? They don't know much about real estate other than the house that they live in. Just break down why you made that statement, because as soon as he said I'm a real estate appraiser, I'm like on to the next. But break down who that is and why a real estate appraiser might not be the best person to buy a wholesale deal from.
Well, because they look at so it's kind of like the old heads too, because old heads look at things a lot differently than we do. Like they minimalistic everything, and then they still need to be rehabbed, but they think it's like perfect condition. And appraisers, the bad thing about appraisers is that they if they're a mediocre appraiser, appraisers have what's called variance, right? And it depends on where you're located. In the state of Florida, it's $100,000. So any appraiser can be above or below based off their opinion on the value of a property, 100,000 above or 100,000 below the true value.
What?
Right? And so here, when he says he's an appraiser, and I give him a range of $40,000 between these two, and it's a square footage, it's the right square footage. It doesn't matter if it's two separate structures or if it's got 17 on there. Livable square footage on the property is livable square footage on the property, right? In fact, most Actual appraisals, you can't use or an additional like guest house. They won't even allow that to be square footage that you can finance.
Oh,
It's usually
wow.
just a livable premises. So
Yeah.
as soon as he said, "Oh, you're way off," I was like, "Okay, this guy's obviously not going to be someone we can make a cash offer to." So I didn't even go that direction. So instead, I just wanted to, bolster him up, give him compliments, let him know that I'm learning from him, and then let him know that, hey, I'm just basing off the square footage on the property, letting him know like, hey, the square footage is the square footage, not insulting him, but throwing it out there. Hey, it's the square footage, because 220,000, 280,000 is a pretty big fucking gap. Right. And so I left it really open because I wasn't sure, because I don't have any of that information. And so he's owned it for 22 years. And so he's emotionally attached to that property. Plus he's an appraiser. So, as soon as he started saying, some of the stuff, I just kind of bailed out on it. I did, however, hit all my P's and Q's that I like to hit. I like to mention about real estate, a realtor, because there's always the opportunity to get a good listing out of it. And
nuggets.
So trying to hit all those ends, but also something you guys will notice about how I operate too is typically I explain a lot in my conversation. Some people do a lot of pauses and let people take over. I typically, based off the feel of how they're pulling it, I'll string along my statements as long as possible, because I'm an educator on the phone, not a dominator, but I try to be an educator. It fails me sometimes because some people get overwhelmed with the information. Other times people take it as a credibility factor. And then sometimes people take it as they're thankful that someone's actually spending the extra time to have the deeper conversations. Like if I realize they're not even going to like sell to me, sometimes I'll break down what they could get cash and what they could get listing for, and I'll just spend it to them. So I know
that's funny.
Like he's talking way too much. But.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love the fact that the way it's funny because you just kind of hit me with the paradigm shift, and you weren't even trying to do it. You just guys. So here's what I took away from what Tyler just said. He said he's an educator, but the way he said it was like, hey guys, that's my strength. That is who I am, and that's what I do on the phone. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. It just hit me like, yo, we all have different personalities. Yeah. And for me, I'm not really an educator. I'm more of like, I'm like very familiar with people. I'm very familiar. Like we've been friends for a long time. And just like you, sometimes it fails me and sometimes it gets me in the door and I'm able to make a lot of money. But I'll tell y'all one thing, I'm not worth what Tyler's worth.
I do think it's important to be able to change the dynamic, right? Like this gentleman that I'm dealing with, the 82-year-old that you heard me give an example of with that one guy. In that scenario, I'm not the educator, right? I step back and I be the student because I can tell that's his personality. He's a very aggressive personality. So at that point, I'm stepping back and I'm letting him talk. And then if I find a moment of where I can be an authority with somebody who has like a lot of experience, then I'll be that. Like this morning on our live, he mentioned that he owned trailer parks, right? And at that point, boom, oh, I actually own 4 of those, right? And so here's what I'm experiencing right now and stuff like that. And so that made him open up and ask me a question like, well, can you help me with this? And so now I was able to kind of be on an even playing field. So you got to be able to make sure you can change and be chameleon when needed, but also focus on your primary strength. Yeah. Oh, holy shit. He just said chameleon. That's so fucking.
Yeah. Literally at the same time they came up. I love it. All right, y'all. On to the next one. On to the next one. All right. I love what Chris Lowe said in terms of appraiser.
Hello.
Hey, Pedro.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Earon.
What's up, Eric?
Yes, sir. I was calling about the property on Quintana Road.
I didn't know it was for sale.
I didn't know. I was actually just interested in purchasing. I just wanted to see if you had considered selling it.
No, it's not for sale.
Oh, dang! Hung up on the kid. My man hung up on the kid one time. All right, I'll take my little licks. On to the next one. I love what my man Chris Lowe said. He said, and guys, for those of you just tuning in, we were just talking about making offers to appraisers, and Tyler was saying in Florida there's $100,000 variance based on the appraiser's opinion. So I was saying, we were just agreeing, like, making offers to appraisers is probably not going to be the most successful. And Chris Lowe says, unless they're the ones that consistently undervalue properties.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
That is true. There is those ones. I've felt quite a few of those guys.
All right, I love it. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into the next call. Now, somebody asked another question, Tyler. They said, and this was in regards to the question. This was in regards to the question of, does data ever become irrelevant? He says, what if you have an 8-month-old list in Maricopa County, Arizona?
Are those properties still sitting on the dirt? Does the dirt still exist? Was there any sort of nuclear bomb that hit that state or county and disintegrated the land beneath it? If the answer to that is no, then that 8-month-old list, you can call it today. In fact, I've actually done this in REISift, is I've taken some people's 2-year-old lists and we've checked it for vacancy and then started marketing the vacant data and pulled leads from it. Data doesn't expire. Your ability to get in contact with the homeowner and your patience to do so is what fails you. That's it. That's it.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. I
just sent you another. Yes, that's right. That's right. Francisca.
Okay.
All right. And I knew the answer to that question. I just asked it because I wanted to get your response. But guys, the answer is data never expires. In fact, I want to say I heard this quote from you, Tyler, but it may have come from somebody else. But I heard somebody once say, look, in the end, he with the most data wins. And not just the most data, but the most data and knowing what to strategically do with it. So guys, never ever throw away a list. Never ever toss out your data. You want to be growing and compounding your data over months and years of doing this and growing your business.
Yeah, I call it insights, right? Like I call it insights gathered through market response and data set, right? And so as you're marketing, the only thing that changes your company, Earon, versus me, right? 2 investors, both of us know that I can pull data in San Antonio and market it no different than you can. What is the difference between your operation and me doing that today? You have analytics and information and insights that you've gained over the last 3 years on the data. If you weren't tracking that data over the last 3 years, and let's just say you just called through it and you threw it away, you and I now, same playing field. There's nothing different.
Whoa, right? I never thought about that, bro.
You have zero market advantage. So your value as a company is null, right? If I were to market in San Antonio and I saved the information, I saved all the phone numbers and I tracked all the wrong phone numbers, and I had all the data outlined. I knew what's been marketed to. I knew who preferred to be text messaged versus called. And I saved that information over the course of 5 years. That's value. Companies that buy companies see that, and that's value. One of our users has 16 or 20,000 or something like that correct phone numbers in his market, right? 20,000 correct phone numbers. Not all of them are leads, right? But they're a correct phone number nonetheless. That correct phone number costs you maybe $1.45, depending on your numbers. Most people don't know how much a correct number costs them. It costs them maybe $1.45, but its value is like $6 to anybody else. You take that phone number. If you know that it has a fucked up roof, you're driving for dollars right now. Oh, that needs a roof. They're not interested in selling. Cool. Go ask any roofer that's doing actually outbound marketing and say, how much is a correct number for roofs that need done worth to you? And ask them. I'll pay you $5 per correct phone number. Cool. You have a whole other strategy to be able to sell your phone numbers, which is not totally legit, but that's value right there, right? And that's what makes your company worth money.
Let's run the numbers on that. So let's say that gentleman who has a vetted 16,000 vetted correct phone numbers, and let's say you sold, and we're just kicks and giggles here, guys. Let's say you sold that to, right? You created your own separate strategy for that. Let's say $5 times $5 to a company. The list alone, that's $80,000.
$80,000. Yeah. So if somebody wants to exit, that's not including a lot of other information, obviously, right? Like narrowed down list. Let's just say you have a list that's vacant that you've marketed to, through cold calling and SMS, and they still haven't responded. Most of these companies that you guys buy data from all the time, these niche list companies, all they're doing is overlaying data through marketing efforts, right? And so it's the same way that verified phone numbers can pop up through certain locations. There's actually companies that their sole job is to call every phone number in the world and verify, is it the correct phone number or not? And they sell that to credit companies, right?
Shut your face.
Yeah. And so but because we're in the business of buying properties, we don't think about the actual business value. Outside of our data, wholesaling companies have zero value. Like there's nothing. Yeah. There's nothing. You can't sell it to anybody. Okay. Well, unless there's a full operation and everything makes sense, yada yada. But you know what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Man, we going hard in the paint. Tyler, do you already have your next lead?
Yeah, Francesca.
Okay, yeah. Cool. I love it. Guys, we getting value on value today.
Yeah, I was calling for Francesca. Did I have the wrong number?
That's my mom.
Oh, that's your mom. I apologize. Yeah, I was actually calling about Largo Frio here in San Antonio. You familiar with that address?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was just giving a call to see. I mean, I know it's your mom, but do you happen to know if she might be interested in selling that property?
Oh no, we're actually closing on that this Friday. So.
Oh, okay. You're closing on this Friday. Did you mind me just asking? And I know it's none of my business, but I'm just curious. How did they get to you before me? Did you list it with an agent, or did they call you too?
We contacted them still.
Oh, you contacted them? Was it like a home buyer where they paid cash and stuff, or was it like an agent?
Yeah.
Oh, was it a home buyer? Do you mind me asking, like, did you Google search that, or did they send you mail? I'm sorry, I know I'm giving you a third degree here. They sent you mail? Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, I apologize, but when someone's like, "Oh, I'm already sold," I'm like, "Dang, I wanted to be the one to help you, not them." But I guess I need to send mail. I really appreciate you being patient with me and letting me ask those questions.
No problem.
I'll go on. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, I have to be 100% honest with you. I don't know about you guys. I know for me, from my perspective, my operation, my community, I'm learning right now, y'all. I am legitimately learning. By the way, guys, we have over 250 people live right now across all platforms. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to the group. Shout out to LinkedIn. We love you guys to death. Y'all could be anywhere on a Tuesday evening, but you're here with me and Tyler Austin, sharpening your skills, sharpening your abilities, and expanding your context. Guys, I want to say something really quick before I go on to the next call. If already in listening to what Tyler has already broken down in the few minutes we've been on this live, if you feel like your brain is oozing, like, oh my God, he's already shared so much knowledge, and you feel like your brain is oozing, it's okay. That feeling of like, you're not even hearing words anymore, you're just hearing sounds, that is called your context stretching. Your mind is getting uncomfortable, you know what I mean? And that's okay, because it's still in your subconscious, and what's gonna happen is as you keep doing this, as you grow as an entrepreneur, these things that Tyler is saying is going to come back to you like, oh, I remember when Tyler was saying that about, that's why he said, pop, and you're going to put the pieces together. Don't feel bad if that's the case. Just keep soaking in knowledge, keep taking notes. I promise you, everything that you're hearing on this live, it's going to make you a lot of money. I wish whenever I was getting started that I could kind of basically on a live like this, sit knee to knee with somebody like Tyler and listen to him answer questions in the audience. So guys, make sure that y'all keep asking questions, because now's your opportunity to get somebody who's worth millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars just here on a live chilling with us, breaking down the game for us. All right, somebody says, shout out my man Q Flores in the building. All right, Dia Higgins says, where will the replay be? The replay will be here. The replay will be on my Facebook profile. It'll be on my Superhuman Wholesalers Facebook group. It'll be on YouTube. You know what I mean? You will be able to You know what I mean? You'll be able to see the replay there. Somebody says, you get used to Tyler melting your brain like this. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, on to the next call, y'all. We need some action. We need some action. I'm not satisfied with the success we've had thus far. We need more success, more life. All right.
Don't forget about the fact that they reached out via direct mail, right? So for your niche shit, make sure you're sending a direct mail, because you again, that's the reason why data don't expire.
Hey, Fred.
I'm sorry, who?
Fred.
Who is this?
This is Earon. I was calling about the property on Muddy Peak.
Hey, this is Michael, and this is my work phone.
Oh,
There is no Fred here.
that's weird. I don't know why it was associated with this property. Are you the owner of the property?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, man, I'm not. This is just a wrong number. I've been talking to you guys for months already.
Okay, gotcha.
Everybody keeps calling about this property. Like, I don't know, dude. Look, find another guy's number. Like, this is not mine.
I hear you. I hear you. No problem. Do you happen to have any other real estate you might consider selling?
No.
Okay. Well, hey, I'll remove this from my list, and sorry about that, brother. You have a blessed day.
All right, man. You too.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Bye. All right. So we're gonna remove that, or we're just gonna mark that as a wrong number. And then let's go on to the next one. On to the next. All right. Somebody says, Earon, don't forget the question that was asked earlier, the Super Ninja question. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. There was a super niche question that was asked. Guys, make sure, by Sergio, I want to say, guys, make sure that you put your questions in the comment section. That way we can engage with you guys. All right. So here's the question, Tyler. I'm going to go ahead. I want you to answer this question while I make the next call. If I interrupt, it's just because somebody answered. But I really want to answer this question. There's multiple people who were like, hey, what happened to Sergio's question? Guys, just so y'all know, there's a lot of people who are just tuning in right now. We have over 255 people live right now. Shout out to everybody who's watching. This question that Sergio Aginaga just asked right now, this is a very, very niche question, and I'm really interested to see how Tyler is going to answer this question right now. But guys, again, if he melts your brain, all right, just stick with us, right? Take notes, because you can benefit from it. So Sergio asked the question, Tyler, after how long do you follow up with a 3+ stacked T1 data in Sensei Flow that we're not interested?
Okay, so for the sake of other people's brains, I'm going to break down what T1 is real quick, and then what Sensei Flow is, and then what 3-stack is. So 3-stack is essentially that this prospect, well, it converted to a correct number, not interested. It looks like this is somebody who was on 3 different lists, right? Maybe it was probate, tax delinquency, and high equity. I don't know. So that's what stack means, right? Do you need to market to stack? Not necessarily. You can focus on maybe just probate or whatever, right? And I think if you're just getting started, that's the best way to do. Focus on one niche, be first to market with it, which Earon actually did a post about that a few days ago, and I had commented on it. And then T1 stands for tier 1. So he could have left that out because of the fact he said 3 stacks, right? I know based off 3 stacks that that's tier 1. So at REISift, we educate what's called a data priority pyramid. Starting with tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and well, there's 3 tiers. Tier 1 data is your leads, and any data that like any prospecting data that has two identifiers and 1 nice to have, right? And so 2 needs and 1 nice to have is a better way to say it. So a need would be like, hey, it's on a probate list and it's out of state, and a nice to have is that whatever other criteria, it just has to have an additional criteria. So that's tier 1. A lot of people don't realize that their leads are all like tier 1 data, but you do it every day, right? You call your leads, you follow up with them and everything else. The Sensei Flow is what we call niche sequential marketing, which means that if I were to call a prospect, and let's just say they have 3 phone numbers, I'm going to call the first phone number, pick up, I get a voicemail. I'm going to leave a voicemail. Oh, I see it's a mobile number. I'm going to send a text message, right? That's one phone number. I'm going to do that to the second phone number and a third phone number, and I'm going to do that over 72 hours. A typical market response takes between 8 to 12 response. If you're doing that for 72 hours straight on each phone number, and there's 3 phone numbers on a record, that's 27 market touches, right? And so the chance that they're not going to respond via cold call, RVM, or voicemail is really slim. This is why we do the double tap. This is why we call leads the first day, and if they don't answer, we call them the second day, and we keep following up with them until the lead answers, right? So what we're doing is what he's doing in this scenario is he marketed to a small list of records, and he did niche sequential marketing, and somebody answered. You got a correct number, and now they're not interested. And what he's wondering is, well, how long do I follow up with this person now? The answer and the quick answer to that is forever, right? Until they're ready.
On.
But the way to help you understand the priority in which the frequency in which you should follow, how aggressive you should be, is number one, their tonality with you in communicating. Are they getting frustrated with your touches? Because for me, I'm going to follow up with any not interested. The initial follow-up is going to be based off of the stacks that are on it. Are they going to tax auction? Is it a financial strain? Is it a family strain? What is the strain that this person has? Because if they are in probate, then I'm going to be a bit faster, because probate takes anywhere between 1 month to 6 months, right? And so I need to be really aggressive for that 1 to 6 months, because once the probate finishes, maybe they're going to want to sell at that point. So I need to be first of mind. Is it a foreclosure and it doesn't have an auction date yet or anything like that? Maybe I'm going to wait, a month and a half, and then, start doing it, what I call the 5-3-3-5 method. So 5 days a week, I follow up, then 3 days a week, then 3 days a week, then 5 days a week. In the Data Dollars Challenge, we cover like those different acronyms, 5-3-3-5, and so on. So it just depends, right? It really depends on the situation. But for you, Sergio, I'm just going to say, keep following up forever. Base it off of the timeline. If there's a time that they need to sell, because if they're on a 3-stack, that most likely they're going to have to sell at some point. So base that on your urgency, and then
This is Ed. I'm not in right now.
Then you're going to continue marketing to that property until someone picks up and tells you, I actually sold it. And you're like, fuck. Now what you do is you do what's called reverse engineering the success. So you go to your activity log in Sift and you look back like, okay, what was my frequency? You ask them the question like I did on that last one. They said, oh, I just sold it. We closed Friday. Okay, well, why did I lose the deal? How come they worked with you and I didn't? Right? And see why. And if you get if they're cordial with you, she was getting a little frustrated with me, so I got off the phone.
Yeah.
But if they're cordial with you, right? Because you had previous rapport, say, okay, would you mind me asking like who bought the property from you? Because at this point, if you're buying it because you wanted to flip it, now you can go call that company and you can tell, hey man, God, you guys did good. You got the deal. I was actually working that lead. You mind me asking, how you got it? Are you guys looking wholesaler or whatever? Because maybe you can pick it up as a flip, or if they are wholesalers or whatever, right? And so you got to follow things to the finish line. A lot of people don't follow it to the finish line.
Guys, my man is helping you understand some nuggets that will make you worth so much money if you utilize this. Insane in the membrane. I love it. I love it.
So you're
hey, is Stanley there?
Who's calling?
This is Earon.
Who?
Earon?
Who?
This is Earon. I was calling about the property on Dove Ranch.
Oh.
Straight up. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I think she hung up. All right. Man, I'm getting banged on today, yo. All right, Tyler, I just sent you one right now. They're banging on the kid.
What is that, rolling?
Yeah. I just sent you rolling right now. Okay. All right, like I said, y'all, remember, for those of you that are just getting started, like some of the terminology and things that Tyler might be saying, it might be a little confusing for you. Go follow my man. I promise you, after hearing these things over and over again, associating with guys like us, I promise you, the terminology will become second nature to you. You just got to stay in the game. Okay, somebody says first to market data versus old list. Which would you make priority? I think this is a pretty easy answer, right?
Yeah. Well, it depends on where they're at in their business. If you're just getting started, first to market versus old, because you want to be, you're going to have a higher likelihood to have a predictable KPI if you can pull in, let's say it's probates. I just pulled probates for August. There's 130 in my county. So if I know I can get 130 probates every single month, and I know that out of those 130, I reach 50 homeowners in my first go around, and I get up one contract. And so I can predictably, based off the data coming in, if I only get 100 next month, then I know, well, shoot, that means that most likely I might not get a deal because I need 150 to get a deal first go around. But from the follow-ups on the rest of the data, maybe it trickles out deals. But nevertheless, first to market, always first. And then once you get some money in the bank account and you can bring in some of that older data and start backfilling and just using it as a way to generate extra leads.
I love it. I love it. Yo, guys, the email came in. He signed it. He signed it, yo. He signed it, the $6,000 deal. The gentleman signed it. It is in. $79,000 in deals locked up in 2 weeks, baby. I want to see fire emojis in the comment section. Show some love, baby. Let's go. In 2 weeks, guys, $79,000 officially contracted. I want to hear nobody ever say, Earon, I'm wholesaling and I'm going broke. I haven't closed a deal in 3, 4, 5 months. And by the way, I'm not clowning. I'm not being overly hard on you guys. What I'm saying is, on these lives, I'm showing you, even though we're getting into some more advanced stuff today, the purpose of this live is to show you that just stick with the basic behaviors. Do the basics. Right? Over time, you'll be able to utilize the terminology and sound like a freaking wizard like this guy. But I need you guys focusing on the basics. $79,000 in 2 weeks, guys. There are no excuses. We're only 2 weeks in. I think we're going to exceed $100,000 in 30 days, y'all. I love it. I love it.
There we go. What was this? Roland?
Man, my man Tyler Austin, he has the sauce, man. We need to bring Tyler on more often. Let's go. Let's go.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Roland
is not available.
Hey, Roland, man, it's Tyler. Give me a call back. I'm going to try and hit you again real quick, but I'll send you a text message too. I'm trying to get a hold of you, man. Thanks. Dang, I got to redial the whole thing? It's dumb.
Guys, while we're making these calls, right, make sure y'all are connecting with one another, talking with one. I see Q Flores talking trash to people in the comment section. Make sure y'all are talking to one another, tag one another. By the way, if you think that there's somebody who could benefit from seeing 2 people make calls live, tag them in this, right? Comment with one another, engage with one another, right? These can be your future business partners. You can end up doing deals with these guys who are here on this live. We have over 250 people live across all platforms. Be loud in the comment section. Let people see you.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Roland.
All right, I had already left him a voicemail on the first one. I would normally send a text message to him as well. Again, so I hit my every requirement. I called, I texted. Yep. I left a voicemail, and at this point, I had to create a follow-up to call him tomorrow.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and I'm just notating it in the database as you're calling. So, all right, cool. I'm making the next one, y'all. I'm making the next call, guys. Put any questions y'all have. Put it in the comment section. I'm trying to engage as many of y'all's questions.
Hello.
Hey, Anthony.
Yes.
Hey, this is Earon. I was calling.
Earon from.
Yes, sir. I was actually calling about the property on Hermitage Court.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to see if you had thought about selling. I might be interested in buying it.
No, I'm not interested in selling it.
Okay. All right. No problem. Do you happen to have any other property you might consider selling?
No, not at the moment. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Do you mind if I follow up in the future, or would that not make sense?
Fine. No. I'm not gonna sell.
Okay. Okay. Hey, you have a blessed day, Anthony.
You too, man. Thank you.
Bye. All right. All right. So I am marking that one down. There's another question in here, Tyler. I want you to address this question while I give you another lead, and I'll call the next one while you're answering this question. This is from YouTube, and this is John. He says, "What criteria do you consider when choosing a market? Like average home price, population, distressed property count. What criteria would you, and I think this is a good question for you, Tyler, because you have students and people in your community literally from East Coast to West Coast, from North to South. So how would you answer this question while I make the next call?"
Yeah, it's a good question. We actually have, users not only in the U.S. but outside of country, and those outside of country,
Wow.
users like a lot in Canada. We have a lot in Egypt and in a lot of different countries. And so what's really nice about communicating with those, Australia, is understanding from them, right? More so than me, why are you, marketing in the United States, and what things, do you specifically look for as an outside of country investor? Because there's obviously a lot more risk for an outside of country investor. We have a user, Brazilian, actually I think is in the U.S. now, but he crushes it. And it's the same kind of questions, like why are people choosing the markets that they're at? For me specifically, what I'm looking for is really my foot in the ground, right? Like where is it that I would like to be at? It's just me. Like I wouldn't ever market in the Northeast. I would market in Texas. In fact, we are marketing in Dallas. So it's places that I just find attractive, right? And that's it. It doesn't matter to me.
Interesting.
Any other parameters. Like I wouldn't market in Arizona, not because I don't think Arizona is a great state. It's a fantastic state for real estate right now. It's just I would never be living in Arizona. It doesn't fit for me. And so outside of that, what I'm looking for is first-time home buyer price ranges, communities. I'm looking for them to be outside of metro areas and preferably landlocked, right? And so what I mean by landlocked is I want the land to be squeezed in between things that can't let them go. And so like in Dallas, it'd be communities that have that can't expand, right? There's no land around it. And where I'm located here, we're really good with that because there's 7 military bases that lock in all the land. You can't expand out. The water's on the other side of it. So these are all things that I look for. It's going to differ everywhere, but however, I do have a resource I can,
Hey, Maria.
Beg your pardon?
I'm sorry. I was looking for Maria.
She's busy right now. Can I take a message?
Yes, sir. I was calling about the property on Cloudcroft. When would be the best time to follow up? I don't want to inconvenience her, but I'd love to talk to her about it.
Well, it's a little late right now. Call tomorrow morning.
Okay. What time would be best?
9 o'clock's fine.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you for your kindness. And did I reach Mr. Parsons?
Have a good night.
Okay, you too. He was not a happy camper.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
But he was open to having me call back. So guys, on that one, what I would do is I'm going to set a little note here and a reminder to call that one back. All right, and then we're on to the next one. But I interrupted you midstream, bro.
Yeah, what I was going to say is I do have a resource. I can see if it's we do it in our Data Dollars Challenge on I think like day 5. But basically what it is it is a market analysis worksheet. And so what we cover on that, I'm trying to find it to pull it up so I can at least maybe share real quick just so people can take a screenshot of it or something so they can see the criteria on it. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Meanwhile, I'll pull this up here.
While you're doing that, Q Flores says, when I pull up on y'all with a lifted TRX with a supercharger in it and hydraulics roaming through your backyard, mind your business.
Yeah. Fucking love TRX. I guess it's not in our free download here. But we cover in the challenge and whatnot. I'll get you a link so that you can put it in your resources or something. Then okay.
Bro, that's awesome. That's awesome. Y'all show some love for my man Tyler. He's really go-giving on this. He's really making it happen. I love to see it. I love to see it. All right, while Tyler is getting the next one ready to call, I'm going to be engaging some of you guys in the comment section. Q Flores says, Tyler is a scientist with the data. Big facts, man. He's got my brain oozing already. Evie says, this one is going to be my replay. Tomorrow I'm catching the whole live. Let's go. Christian says, this is how you get six-figure deals. You understand me? Q Flores says, I closed a $40,000 spread using this same strategy that Tyler teaches. Y'all got to go through the auto lead gen challenge. My man is not lying.
It's updated to data to dollars challenge now, but yeah.
Data to dollars challenge. All right, make sure you go follow my guy. So much gems being dropped, we forgot we were here to watch live calls. Big facts, big facts.
210. Okay, so something to notice about this guy I'm noticing is that he does own multiple properties. So when I have the conversation with him, you know, I'll definitely be sure to kind of tackle that a little bit.
Big fact. Hey, but JP, watch this. Even if we make less calls on this live, the guy from yesterday still signed today, and we're at $79,000. You understand me? In contracted deals on the live. Come on, man. You gotta love it. Nakul says, Aaron Bevins, when you are doing virtual driving for dollars, are you cruising on Street View and Google Maps or using Deal Machine? If it's Google Maps, how do you keep track where you went? I don't use Google Maps. I don't use Deal Machine. I use an app called Batch Driven. Nicole, I'll send it to you. If you send me a DM, I'll send it to you so that you can get a discount on it. That's how we've gotten 90% of these deals and our leads, bro. And I'm showing you guys live because I am so, and by the way, this is just soapbox Aaron, just give me 30 seconds to stand on my soapbox. I'm so sick and tired of people saying, Aaron, and I only get this every now and then, but still, you know what I mean? Figure of speech. I'm sick and tired of people being like, Aaron, you only push certain softwares because you're affiliated with them, or you only use certain softwares because you're affiliated with them. I'm like, no, it's the opposite. I'm only affiliated with softwares because I use them. I'm only pushing a software because I use them. And I'm showing you guys how to use them and make money. You know what I mean? So Nicole, I know that's not you saying that. I'm just throwing that out there for context, but I use the Batch Driven app, and I'm showing you how if you were to use my strategy of adding a minimum of 500 D for Ds, it would be like something like $50 to $60 a week, right? To do exactly what I'm doing and generate the sort of spreads and deals that we're doing for you live. So I hope that answers your questions, bro. Jordan Size Love says, take the data to dollars challenge. Somebody says, if Tyler's confusing you, check out the data for dollars challenge. Here's the link. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is how you know somebody's prolific. He's literally got like dozens of people in the comment section just being like, oh my God, I've made so much money with Tyler. It's crazy, man.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 210289803 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Douglas, this is Tyler. If you can't give me a call back, just had a quick question about Waterbury. Yeah, if you have a moment, anytime, it'll only take a few seconds. Thanks. Bye.
Toy asked a good question. Wait, was that your double tap, bro?
That was the first one. He sent me. He did send me the voicemail. Let me try him again.
While you're trying them again, let me answer Toy's question. If you're working on a small budget, how would you tackle on getting motivated leads? Look, I would love to hear Tyler's perspective on this because he's been blowing my mind this entire time with just his unique approach to this business. But bro, Toy, I would do exactly what I'm doing right now. The theme of these lives is if I lost everything, what would I do on a minimal budget to be at a 6-figure wholesaling firm within 90 days or less? All right, that's the theme. Like, so Toy, to answer your question, I would be doing exactly what I'm showing you to do, because that's literally the theme of this series. It's, if I lost everything, how would I get back to 6-figure wholesaling business in 90 days or less? We just evolved into this concept of, forget 90 days, let's do this in a month. You know what I mean? So Toy, what's your perspective on that while I hop onto the next call?
So, I mean, if you're just getting started, or, I mean, even if you're resetting, like what Earon's expressing here, for me, I would choose a niche. I would pull the data on a frequency of when it's pulled, right? So it might be daily, it might be weekly. I would prefer a weekly cadence, and I would intake that data on a daily and weekly cadence. I want to make sure I hit all that data in the right way. Niche sequential, call, text, voicemail. Anybody you don't reach, send a direct mail piece. If you skip trace them and you don't get a response back, skip trace in a second location. If you still don't get a response back after the second location, send direct mail. If you don't reach them after 72 hours of call, text, voicemail, send direct mail. And skip trace in a second location and try again for another 72.
You heard it here first, Toy. You heard it here.
And for the record, that as far as the total cost budget wise for that, it'd be less than $100 a month or $150 a month.
Ooh, because I knew that was going to be the next question. So see, guys, it's a niche list, niche list, and then hitting it sequentially. Wow.
So
and then
Google
and just
Voice.
For kicks and giggles, let's say somebody did this. Let's say somebody on here is hearing this and they're like, wait a minute, what? For a couple $100 a month or less, I can be hitting a niche list this aggressively. Let's say you lost everything, Tyler. You had to get to 6 figures as fast as humanly possible. You're doing that strategy. Realistically, bro, not for the live, but realistically and conservatively, you did this every day of the week. How fast do you think you could get to 6 figures realistically?
Well, I'll be able to tell you because we just started Happy Acquisitions literally for this concept. However, I mean, realistically, yeah, like probably a month or so. Now, I would say that would, I would say that would, I mean, it could be a week. If they would have been interested in selling that triplex earlier, I got a hold of it, could have been a day. But, if you're looking to try to build something really quickly, what I highly recommend from a data perspective is focus on higher asset classes, because you're going to be able to make a wider spread. But don't forget your niches, right? But when I mean higher asset classes, I'm talking like duplexes or quads, things that cash flow right now. That's the most important thing. Things that can cash flow, and in a distressed list overall. So things that can cash flow, and then a niche, list. Work the two together, and your shit's gonna kick out. And for me, that would be an equity. By the way, I wouldn't sell anything right now.
Yeah, guys. I mean, we're literally showing you on these lives how to generate 6 figures a month, 90 days if you're just taking action on some of it. Come on, man. You gotta love this stuff. All right, I'm making the next call, y'all.
Another really good hack is and again, I'm speaking from a perspective of just what I know that I can do. I also would focus on people who own between 3 to 5 properties, with one of them being in distress, so that I can try to. In 2019, we had done, it was like 1.3 million or something like that, and we had only spent 33,000 in marketing.
Oh my gosh!
The reason why is because it was only 11 or 13 contracts. I can't remember anymore, but it was 44 properties, right? And so for every contract, it was on average 3 properties that we were dealing with. And that's because we focused on the 3 to 5 kind of range of ownership, with one of them being tax delinquent at the time. And so what we were doing is really trying to get them to sell all but their primary residence, essentially, in order to get some money in their pocket so that they don't have to. So we're being a little bit more psychological and finding out where's the people who are okay with letting go of those rentals, right?
Yo, that is so crazy. That is so crazy, man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call this next one. Tyler, I just sent you a new lead. Guys,
Okay.
we only have 20 more. Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is Aaron.
Earon, what Earon?
Yes, sir. I was actually calling about the property on Hickory Pass.
How did you get my number?
I actually pulled it from public records, and it was associated with that property. So I just wanted to call and see if you were interested in selling.
Hold on. Okay. Which one? What's the address you have?
The one that I have is.
Well, there's two. That's not the right address though. It's 2315 is where it's at.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Well, it's because we own both properties. That's why. It's like
Oh.
3 acres, I think, total.
Oh, okay, okay. And I mean, were you considering selling or?
No, we weren't.
Okay, okay, got you. Would it make sense for me to follow up in the future to see if anything has changed, or you probably would never sell them?
Well, the thing is, it's just too much going on. We got like 2 houses on it and a shop and everything, you know.
Mm-hmm. So you're probably
That's
never
why I
gonna
think
sell.
well, I mean, never say never, but it's just it's like it'd be hard to come up with a price for it because there's just so much stuff on that land.
Sure. Got you. Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the call, and you have a blessed day, my friend. All right, so so guys, on that one, on those, we still follow up. Even I ask that question not for permission to actually, I'm gonna follow up no matter what, right? But I just need to know when it makes sense to follow up. So we will still put this in our database to follow up probably next year. You know what I'm saying? But we're still gonna follow up with that lead. All right, Tyler, go ahead, Big Daddy, while I engage with people in here. And my man Antorius Kelly says, typing up a contract right now, potential $20,000 to $30,000 deal. Let's go. Show some love, y'all, in the comment section. Let's go.
And Taurus, is that in Pensacola or outside of Pensacola?
Yeah, where's that deal at, bro?
Pretty sure he does deals up in Pensacola, so I'm just curious.
Man, I love it. I love to see it. So much money, not just being talked about, but being made on these lives. All right, guys, while my man Tyler is getting ready to call this next lead, I want to say this. I'm not going to lie. This is probably the slowest day that we've had on calls. Not too many people are answering, and those that are answering are not really interested. We're not having a whole bunch of action. But here's the thing. What I have found in terms of the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is successful people are able to discipline themselves to do the tedious, monotonous work despite the days where it seems like the needle isn't moving, despite the days where it seems like nobody answers, despite the days where it feels like, man, this is not going anywhere. Am I doing everything wrong? Right? So I'm glad we get to have days like this. I'll be honest, I'm grateful because I'm showing you guys what it takes. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys really benefit even from this, right? Obviously, we got 15 minutes left. Hopefully we get some action before the end of the day, just to have fun, you know what I mean? But I'll be honest with you, this is what it very well could look like many of the days while you're building your business and you're generating all of the money that we talk about.
Hi, Kelly.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly. I apologize for being a little late. I'm just trying to catch up on my calls for the day. My name's Tyler, and again, I apologize for being late. Do you have just a minute for me to ask you a couple questions about Cooper Coral?
I'm sorry?
I was calling about your property off of Cooper. Do you have a minute to talk about it?
What do you know about it?
I was just curious if you might be interested in any period in time and maybe receiving an offer on it or selling that property.
I guess I'm always interested in offers.
Yeah, I guess we always are, huh? Okay. Well, fantastic. I mean, do you have a second for me to ask a couple questions about it?
Sure.
Awesome. Again, I appreciate your time. I know it's late. Can you tell me? I mean, I know it was built in 2007 here, but are you aware of any, or have you done any repairs or anything like that over the last 5 years?
It has a new roof on it, and it has a new fence.
Okay. Okay. And how about, things like the bathrooms and in the kitchen? Are those, from the 2007, or anything been done on those?
It hasn't been upgraded, no.
Okay. And again, I know that these questions can be a little monotonous, but as far as the bedrooms, are they like carpet or tile or LVP?
They have carpet.
Carpet. Okay. Thank you so much. Alrighty. And I do know, or at least from what I can tell, it is a 3-2. And you said it's a new roof. That, when you say new roof, was that in the last 5 years?
It was in the last 2 years.
2 years? Oh, okay. Yeah. So new. Okay. I was just curious. Some people consider new like 15 years ago. I was like, well, then I'm brand new. Okay. So fantastic. Well, that's, I'm not going to bother you with too many more questions.
The new fence was last year, and
Okay.
it's a 3-2, but it also has a separate office.
Okay, so it's a 3-2 with like a little office attached to it. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I was wondering why it was a little bit
It's
larger square foot.
It's 2 doors. So.
Okay, nice, fantastic. And of course, feel free not to answer whatever. But is that a rental for you, or is that a personal residence?
It is a rental.
Okay, nice.
It's kind of an interesting rental. My mother lives in it.
Oh, really? So hopefully you don't have any problems with your tenants.
I have no problem.
Fantastic. Well, I know this might not be very accurate because it is your mom, but I mean, is there a certain, rent that you're renting it out for? Are you renting it at market rent, or she's just kind of living in it?
I am not renting it at market value. I know that I could. I am not. I have a friend that was also, she's my mom's roommate, so she kind of helps my mom out.
Okay.
Right now. So she's getting a good deal to live there too, because she needed a place in a crunch, but she takes really good care of the house too. I would never let her live in there.
Right. No, I mean, that's.
But both are. My mom is actually building on to my daughter's house. It's small. We live in a small, very close family.
Yeah. No, it sounds beautiful. Okay. So then that means when you're probably going to want to sell once your mom moves out into your daughter's, you said?
Oh, I can move my mom at any time.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Anytime. Sweet.
And I don't have a lease on the house.
You don't have a lease on it. Okay.
I don't have a lease on the house. The girl that's living there with my mom, I have told her if my mom's house is done, when my mom moves out, that the rent goes up.
Okay. Okay. So, well, then if you don't mind, if
she wants to rent it, it's going to be an increase. So
okay.
It's not like, and again, good renter. So
yeah. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I mean,
I'm not sure what you're looking for. But
yeah. Well, I know that you have it as
you're looking for an investment property.
Yeah, of course. I am looking at it for an investment property. But I mean, if you have a rental, you might be looking at, maybe buying more. So I don't know. There sounds like there's some synergy that we could have either way, whether this is the right, property for me or not. I am curious if you don't mind. I mean, do you have an idea of if you did want to sell it today, what you would need to get out of it in order for it to make sense for you? No, you being an investor and all as well.
Right. So I haven't really put a whole lot of thought to it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Hey, that's fine.
I think I'm not sure if it was somebody I talked to from your group the other day, and I kind of drew a number. I think they're going for about $325 in the neighborhood right now.
Mm-hmm.
My husband looked it up after I said that the other day. He said, "Honey, I think they're going for more than that." He doesn't own the house with me.
Okay.
I would want to do a market analysis on it, right?
Yeah.
And just to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. So let me ask you this, because again, I'm looking to, buy deals from people and then be happy, at the end of the day, just as equal as I'm happy, win-win solutions. But it might make sense for you to just list the thing. I mean, it sounds like it's in great, condition. However, let's just say, figuratively speaking, it's worth $325,000. For a cash offer on that, I mean, do you see yourself, accepting an offer of, let's say, $250,000 cash in order to sell that property? Okay. And so So the only reason I just want to get that, I want to rip that Band-Aid off right away. Because obviously if I buy it, I'm probably going to, swap out the carpet. I'm probably going to paint it. I'm going to have to do these different things to list it and still make my profit margins on the cash. And it wouldn't make any sense. So now out of curiosity, now this might be of interest to you potentially. I'm guessing you have it's financed right now.
It is, but I owe very little on it.
Okay. And that's, and to be honest with you,
I could pay it off cash right now.
Perfect. Okay. So no, that's what I like to hear. And the reason why.
I have an interest rate of less than 2% on it.
So that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It's unheard of, right?
Yeah, it's unheard of now. I don't think I've had a 2% since I had my first VA loan when I had got out the Air Force, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. But
there's a couple of things at play there. I have excellent credit. I work for the credit union that I financed it through, so I get
you got the inside job.
And I financed it, refinanced it at just the right time for 15 years, and it all just
a 15-year. Wow, very smart. 15-year. You don't see that too often. My father-in-law always harps at me whenever I get a 30-year on one of my rentals. He's like, "Why'd you do that?" Because he loves the 15 years. Well, here's the reason I asked, because if you want to continue making cash flow, maybe it makes more sense to potentially, and we can entertain this at another time. I know it's later in the evening, but would you at all entertain, maybe a certain amount down, and then me taking over that existing mortgage and then just paying you X amount of dollars a month? Like, let's just say, for example, figuratively speaking, right now you're making $1,000 a month from that property. Okay. Would it be of entertaining to you to potentially maybe receive $50,000 cash up front and then receive $1,000 a month for said period of time, or not, without the consideration of the total value of the property? Would that be something that you might entertain? If I can at least give.
You're right. It is late. I would have to look at the numbers and
see
what that looks like.
Yeah, but you might be interested. Potentially, you guys would be interested in maybe not necessarily selling it, but still receiving the cash flow from it, and kind of not having to deal with tenants in it no more, and just really almost become the bank, right? Which is a nice position to be in. It's where we all want to get to as investors, right? So, okay.
Right.
Well,
that could be potentially something to look at.
Okay. Well, I think for the sake of tonight, because it is getting late, and I do want to respect your time, I'll go ahead and leave it at that. I have a good information here. I know cash offer doesn't make sense. We do have real estate agents. It sounds like you probably know some. Being in the banks, I haven't met a bank individual that doesn't know any agents. However, we do have some agents that if you ever do decide to list it, that we can definitely put you with. I am not with any other company out there. I'm a sole individual. I just try to buy properties. That's why I'm calling you so late, because my 9 to 5 keeps me busy during the day.
I understand.
Yeah, so I appreciate it. So let's do this. How about, do you have a good email that I could just send maybe some options to, and you guys can review them at your convenience?
That would be great.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just draft up a couple of different options where you make the cash flow that you want. Now, actually, in order to help me come up with some figures, do you mind sharing with me how much you're making from it right now, like what you're renting it out for total?
My current is $1,600 a month.
$1,600 a month. Okay, because I want to make sure.
I mean, I'm with a 15-year loan, right? I'm not really making a lot of money off of it.
Yeah.
Right now. It's
No, that makes sense.
kind of covering taxes and the payment, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I mean, that works out nicely.
I owe under $70,000 on it, so.
Under 70. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll come up with some options here I'll present you at least three different options. If none of them make sense, at least you know that you have a friend in your backyard that can list the property for you when it makes sense. Okay.
Okay. Would you do me a favor and just send me a text right after we hang up so I can just save your name and send me a text with your name, because I think I'm sorry, it's a little bit fuzzy on the call. I just want to make sure I got the right name so I can put in my phone number so I don't have you come up with spam.
Yeah, no problem. My name's Tyler, and I apologize. I'm actually.
I will answer your call because I do want to talk to you tomorrow and see what you have, and I'll check the email.
Okay.
I don't check it every day, but I will check it this week. We're going on vacation soon.
Oh, awesome. Where are you going?
Might be able to talk a little bit.
Where are you guys going on vacation at?
Florida.
Oh, really? I'm from Florida.
Kids to Disney.
Disney, awesome. I'll be in Orlando in October. So maybe I doubt you'll be there in October, but I'll be there in October.
No, we're actually going this next week.
Well, have a wonderful time. I have a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I just took them 3 months ago, and it was absolutely fantastic.
You went during the height of the busy season.
You know, I thought it was going to be really bad, but it actually wasn't too terrible. I was actually really shocked. I don't know if it was because of, people still not hitting it hard from COVID or what, but I was pleasantly surprised. We stayed at the
that's interesting.
the Finding Nemo resort is where we stayed at.
At the what?
The Finding Nemo resort.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's fine. We're not. This is the first time we haven't stayed on site at Disney. We rented because there's 3 families. I'm taking two of our kids with their kids.
Okay.
This time, so we rented a house with big house with 9 bedrooms and a swimming pool.
Oh, you're doing it big.
So they can have some fun. Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, I say that, but I always enjoyed staying at the resort. It's just easier to stay all together in one house.
Yeah, and the tram is so useful to be able to hop on and go from park to park. But you're gonna have a good time either way. You can't not have a good time going to Disney. It's the place of happiness, right?
I know. Well, and we'll be back in 2 years again. We go every third when we have a grandchild. It's every grandchild's 3rd birthday we go for it. And everyone looks at me like I'm crazy, but it's all about my memories, not theirs.
What's beautiful about that is I talk to my wife about that all the time, about the whole being able to just sit and actually absorb memories. As you get older, it's really hard to create and store those memories with everything else you got going on. So I don't blame you there. It is really about our memories. They're going to create new ones on their own. We're trying to capture ours. Ours are going to go away sooner than theirs.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, it was.
They really don't care, right?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
But they don't think Cinderella is real.
Yeah,
Anyway, I'm sorry. This is TMI.
No. No.
You're hitting the 9 o'clock mark, so.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, but that's okay. No, it was really enjoyable speaking with you, Kelly, and I will definitely follow up with you. I'll send you a text message with my number and everything, and hopefully we can get some options together so you have something to kind of look at. Okay.
I will review them. Maybe we can do some business.
Sounds great. Thanks, Kelly. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
So guys, here's what I love about that so much. I'm telling you right now, after about 2 minutes into that call, I would have been done with it. There's nothing I can do. This is not a deal that I'm going to wholesale. But those of you, there's already people in the comment section that are like, creative finance, let's go. The people that understand this. I'm not a creative finance wizard. I've only done a few creative finance deals. It's not really a tool that comes out of my belt often, but I have been picked apart on these lives like, Earon, you could have offered creative finance and all that. But I love the fact that you did that. Not only that, guys, but then did you see the masterful way that Tyler built rapport? And when I say masterful, it wasn't just like, dude, that was deep rapport. That was like instant. Like, guys, go back and watch that replay. Hit screen record on Tyler's calls. Just record the portion where he's talking and then save it in a file and go watch it every now and then. That way you can see the way this man handles calls. Show this to your VAs. Show this to your acquisition people. Guys, that rapport, if that was my acquisition person that did that, I would legit be like, dude, in 6 months, I'm gonna have to give this son of a gun a raise. Because those sorts of conversations see, she said, she ended the call by saying, hopefully we can do a deal, we can do business together. Awesome, man, awesome. Tyler, I have somebody asking a question I really, really want to answer. I want to give a couple recommendations here. Guys, we only have 1 minute left on the live. I don't think we have time for any more calls, but I want to address some questions before we hop off. Jonathan Blanca asked this question. He says, Earon, off topic here, but I'm a reader. Any recommendations? Very good question, Jonathan. In fact, for those of you who are non-readers, I still recommend that you pick up these books. The first one is called, I'm currently reading this one for the second time right now. It's called Essentialism by Greg McKeown. Guys, this book is like every subheading is just filled with bars. The concept of this book is pretty much borne out in the cover, right? It says this is the non-essentialist. The non-essentialist life looks like this. There's no rhyme, right? There's no rhythm, right? And they're all over the place. And the concept, he calls it, most people are frustrated because they're making a millimeter of progress in a million different directions. But he says the essentialist is the person who recognizes that there's only a few things that really matter in life. There's just a handful of things that really matter. And this applies to life, marriage, business, fitness. There's only like 3 to 5 things that you really need to focus on. Everything else really doesn't matter. And so I would strongly recommend every business owner, everybody, if you constantly face anxiety and things like that, I would even venture to say, I'm not even going to make any other recommendations. Just go get this book. All right, and I just want to make this one point because I want to see what book recommendations you have, Tyler. But I want to say this: I would even venture to say this book is so important because so many people who face anxiety, obviously there's chemical imbalances, there's things like that, but so many people who face anxiety really wouldn't have anxiety if they just followed the course of essentialism. Imagine if you only did what would move the needle in your business. Imagine if you only did that. How much money would you generate as opposed to being all over the place trying to do 15,000 other things that's not going to move the needle, but you're busy throughout the day. I strongly recommend you guys to go check this book out. It's called Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I'm reading it for the second time, and I'm still gaining new nuggets from it. What about you, Tyler? What book, if you could offer one book to all of these hungry novice and intermediate entrepreneurs on this call and on the replay, what book would you recommend? Or Audible? I know, right?
Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey.
Whoa, how refreshing to hear a book that I've never heard of. Okay, I'm writing it down. I hope you guys are taking notes too. You got a multi-millionaire, a 30-year-old multi-millionaire running $1 million operation, 550 doors, helping tens of thousands of people, and he's making a book recommendation. If you're not making notes of this, you're out of your mind. So Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. Why do you recommend that? And give us a little bit on that, bro.
Matthew McConaughey has a sexy voice, so it's great on Audible. Second to that, the philosophy behind using red lights. I listen to that book literally every single time that I drive down to Citrus County. I listen to the book on the way there and back because it's kind of because at every single red light, I do affirmations on what it is, that red light, green lights mean to me. And it's both comical because it's stories, and it's also uplifting because of the stories, but it's also something that is holistic in life and in business and all the principles you can take from it. So overall, it's just a great book, and it makes you reflect on your life as a whole, but as well as the things that you do in your day that matter. Kind of pretty close to the essentialism, kind of like what you're talking about.
Very interesting, man. That was really refreshing, man. I wrote that down. I'm gonna get it on Audible because that's cool. Matthew McConaughey reads it. I love it. I didn't know he was getting into the self-development space. Matthew McConaughey, he's a huge self-development guy, personal development guy, guys, and it's really cool to see him really advocating for this and even networking with some of the people that we've always viewed as the self-development go-tos, like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and all these guys. Very cool.
And the whole book was written from his journals.
Wow.
It was also really cool. So it makes you feel really like you have zero excuses to write journals.
I love it. Let's answer a few more questions, guys. It's already 9 o'clock in the market that we're calling in. We're stopping the calls for the night. We didn't have a whole lot of calls. We didn't have a whole lot of answers, but I gotta say, probably more gems and nuggets were dropped on this live than on all of our lives we've done in the last 2 weeks put together. And even though we didn't get a whole lot of action, guys, we did get a signature. We got a signature, a $19,000 assignment, or contract was signed, and so we are officially at $79,000. So we still got some action. We're gonna take a next few minutes. We're just gonna answer some of you questions. I really want to take advantage of the fact that we have Tyler with us right now, guys. We've spent 2 hours here with Tyler. This man is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. He spent 2 hours with you. Do you know how much value that is? Like, do the math. Do the math on that. Let's just answer a few more questions. And Tyler, I just thank you so much for this, bro.
Yeah.
We'll take a few more questions. Anatorius Kelly says, Tyler, what are some of the biggest lessons you have for the people at the bottom that we should really take in on obtaining a life of freedom, high net worth, etc.? So Anatorius says, hey, what advice do you have for people at the bottom? What takeaways should they have right now in regards to shooting for a life of freedom and high net worth?
Cool. The very first thing is that the money that you make does not make you at the bottom. So first, let's change the phrasing and the outlook and the self direction that you're kind of, because by saying that you're saying you're at the bottom, Mr. Kelly. Right. And that's just not true. Right. Or anybody at the bottom. Right. Like there's no such thing as the bottom, because the truth of attaining freedom goes back to, honestly, it sounds like the Essentials book that he mentioned. It's the thing that I am placed into my life is creating simplicity in my life. And how do you gain any form of net worth is not based about how much money you make, but how much money you spend. And so, even though I have a high net worth and, I do pretty well, my amount of money I spend doesn't increase, right? I don't spend any more just because I make more. I mean, I did end up buying my T-Rex, that costs $1,500 a month, but my rentals cover that. I didn't buy that until 3 years or so into building my portfolio. Even if I stopped losing all my active income, my rental portfolio plus, will pay for, my life, as well as, the T-Rex and other things. My biggest purchase I'm about to make is on a plane, and that's really a tax move and some other things. And so
you're about to buy a plane, bro?
Yeah. Pretty and so, this is,
levels, guys.
This doesn't make me, at the top, because there's people way above me, right? What it does is it means that instead of Tyler going out and buying a $3 or $4 million home, right? Tyler's instead, buying, something that fits his lifestyle design. So you take a life of freedom. Buying a property on the water that's $3 million doesn't create a life of freedom. My pilot's license and my plane does, right? Because that allows me to have the freedom and the desire that I want. The only other thing that I need to be able to execute on those, the possibility of freedom, right, is to have less financial stress, which again is not attached to how much money you make, but how much money is left, at the end of the month, right? And so reduce the amount of money you spend, be happy being content, and look at freedom as lifestyle design and things you do. If you can make 6 figures in a month, and then you can build that predictably, right, by understanding the data, understanding the business, then do that for 3 months and then take off the rest of the year, right, if you want to. But you can't do that if the next month you go buy a fucking G-Wagon, right? And so be smart with the way that you spend your money. I have Rolexes, but I still wear my Garmin, because life of freedom for me is being able to track my health, right? And the fucking Rolex do that, right? And so little things like that, right? You gotta change the way that you perceive money. You gotta change, and actually honestly be at the end of the day, be happy with who you are and where you want to go, and be transparent with it. I like an exercise called it's a 4-quadrant exercise. I got it from the book Will It Fly by Pat Flynn back in 2015. And setting a 3 to 5 year goal plan in health, wealth, freedom, and focus is what I do. And where do I want to be in health in 3 to 5 years? Where do I want to be finances, freedom, and so on? Start checking them off. But you can't do any of that shit if at the end of the month you're fucking stressed about paying your bills, right? And so, and the last thing I'll say on that is prioritize making money daily. So you guys might right now be doing this, right? You notice we're at 2 hours right now, and we called roughly 25 or 30 leads. I think I got 14. You probably had 14 or something like that, or maybe it was 20. 20 leads. Most people I see say, "Oh, I can't follow up. I need a lead manager." Start spending money on lead managers because they say that they can't follow leads. We were bullshitting throughout a bunch of this. We could have easily dialed anywhere between 30 and 50 leads, right? And did our follow up in 2 hours, and then spent 6 hours on the phone grinding, creating more leads, right? Yeah. And it goes back to the actual grind and doing what you want to do. So you got to put in the time and effort to do what you want to do, through not making excuses. But the reason I wanted to mention that is you could say, okay, well, but Tyler, I need to make like $100 a day. If I don't make $100 a day, like I'm going in debt every month. Okay. So that's the number one thing you need to fix first. It's not making, $100,000 this month or $100,000 even in 90 days. It's making sure that you're not going backwards every single month. And so go deliver food or whatever, like make fucking money, be an entrepreneur. You can be an entrepreneur. You can still say entrepreneur on your fucking Instagram profile or whatever by delivering food, because you are technically with Uber or whatever else, right? And deliver food for 3 hours in the height of the day, and then come home and fucking work your hustle. And I promise you, if you do that, like you will be so much more, like you'll have so much less stress. Too many people try to like make this game their last resort rather than adding it as like a bolster to their life, right? You got to add it as something. Wow. If you treat it as a thing that you need to do or else you'll die, right? Then you'll hate this fucking job. You'll hate, hate all this shit. If you cover your essentials, you'll look at this as like the thing you're chasing, not the thing that you're like smashing your head against. So just be careful with that. A lot of people can't swallow the pill, right? The pride pill to say like, oh, well, I deliver Uber food, right? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, you know how like awesome it would be if I knew that I didn't have to join the military when I was fucking 17 and I could make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month delivering food. Like, it would have been sick. I would have been so much further along. I didn't get to start this shit until I was 25, so it's just, I don't know.
Wow. What a perspective. But guys, see, this is why I love talking to guys like Tyler, because you see his humble perspective. You would think talking to somebody who's freaking buying a plane this month, you would think that somebody like that would be pompous and braggadocious and bombastic and look at me, and he's not, guys. Like, you see that perspective, and he's giving you the game on what. And it's interesting because that very humble perspective is exactly why he is where he is right now. Very, very beautiful, bro. I couldn't have said it any better. Let me just address some of the other people and see if we have any other questions. If not, guys, we're not going to take any more of this man's precious time. Adrian Gillis says, oh, come on, Aaron Bevins. You got to get into, he's talking about creative finance. He's like, we're building generational wealth over here. Got to get you on point, bro. LOL, just pulling your leg. But yeah, creative finance is where it's at. Building generational wealth. Pace Morby opened my eyes to so much more than I was doing before. Being in sub 2 is a game changer. I know, man. I 100% know. I'm building businesses. But you're 100% right. I need to definitely utilize, and sharpen my skills when it comes to this. 100%. I love it. I love the positive peer pressure I've been getting on these calls. Here I am trying to give value to you guys, and you guys are making me better, and I love it.
Real quick on the sub 2 thing, if you don't mind, the thing I'm going to mention about sub 2, just because, and I know Pace believes in cash flow, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. Please do not ever buy a sub 2 if it doesn't have equity. Like, if there's anything, I don't care who your teacher is. I don't care if it's me or anybody else. If you ever see me buy a sub 2 property and it doesn't have equity in it, then something's wrong with me, right? Please don't go out buy deals without equity, because I promise you, if markets shift and you can't have the equity in a deal to get out of it, Either you're fucking yourself or you're absolutely fucking the person that you bought the house from.
Ooh.
Right. And so please make sure that whatever the last market adjustment is, so basically what we all know is that 7 to 9% is what it costs to list and sell a property with an agent, right? So at least have 10% equity, right? You don't need a ton, right? But at least have 10% equity. And a lot of people will say, well, Tyler, you could just owner finance it wrap and boom, now you no longer have the deed's no longer in your name. Yeah, but you're still responsible for paying the mortgage, right? And so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if that person now owns the deed to that property, because for you to then foreclose on that person, you're already getting foreclosed on over here, and just creates a mess and you lose yourself. So if you're going to do sub 2 stuff, please still sub 2 stuff that are actually deals. Don't use it as your way to not be a good fucking marketer or an investor. People use it as a scapegoat. Oh, wait, you're saying I can pay market value for a property, pay their mortgage, give them what they want, and then they use it as a way to be lazy. No different than the people who just smash hundreds of thousands of records to not understand how to actually market. And then when the market shifted and changed in 2020, when COVID hit, my DMs were getting smashed because they're like, I don't know what's going on. I'm letting go of some people on my team because I'm changing the way my operation works, not because I'm not making fucking money no more, which is the truth. It's because that they had a change of heart on how they wanted their operation to go. And that's in big quotations. And so just don't be like that. Just like buy fucking deals and understand your numbers. It's really straightforward to run numbers. And just don't put yourself in a situation. There's so many, I've caught some of our users doing it. They locked up, well, I got 5 deals this month. I'm like, great. They're like, they're all creative. I'm like, fantastic. That's great. What's the numbers? Oh, well, the mortgage is $2,000 a month. It's $300,000. It's worth $305,000. And I wrapped it for $2,500 a month. So I'm making $500 net cash flow. I'm like, no, what about repairs and stuff? Like, no, I deeded it to the other guy. So they have to do the repairs. Like, cool. What if they don't take care of the property? You have to foreclose on them. And now you take the property back and now it's super fucked up. Who's taking care of all that money?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so just be smart.
Very smart. Powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful. I love it. You got people going crazy across all platforms, bro. You really came and delivered in a major way. Tyler, thank you for coming on here and showing love. You've dropped so much value. I'm going to encourage those of you who are just tuning in right now, go watch the replay. Those of you who see this on the replay, make sure to hashtag replay so that we can show you some love in the comment section. Tyler, let's go ahead and call it a night. What parting words do you have for all of our entrepreneurs on here? We have no more questions, and we just have right now about 180 people who are live. I think people are starting to go ahead and retire for the evening. What final thoughts do you have before we wrap up?
Maintain stress and focus on remembering every day that you have. It's the only thing I could say. Very quickly does time pass you by. Your successes and your wins can become forgotten because you focus so much on the moment that you don't remember the things that you did to get to where you're at. And your children grow up and your son's fucking 1 year old already. And, so like, obviously I'm speaking of, from my own perspective, but, shit moves by fast. I mean, I'm only 30, right? But this morning I'm talking to an 82-year-old that's getting divorced, and it puts things in perspective, right? Spend your whole life just to be struggling at the end of it is not something you want to do. So it's not about how much money you make. It's about how many memories you build up and at the end of the day, what people think about you when you're gone. So just continue serving as many people as you can daily. And, my life goal or my life mission is to eliminate despair. So hopefully, today you guys had a few things that will help you eliminate some despair in your lives. If you guys need anything from me, feel free to reach out.
I love it. I love it. Guys, we've tagged Tyler 1 million times on this post. He's tagged on the comment section. Go follow this man. As you can see, he's just a war chest of treasure and gems and value. Guys, y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all were here with me and Tyler today, and I'm grateful for you guys. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, it's your boy Earon Bevins with the one and only Mr. Tyler Austin. Till next time, guys.
Close it. Pick up the phone. Close it. Big escrow. Close it. $1 million deal. Close it. Yeah. It's all on you. Close it. What you gonna do? Close it. I want the proof. Close it. $1 million